we are at the Croke Patterson Mansion in Denver, Colorado. We have Bryan, Baxter, and Logan who are actually doing a real scientific investigation. What an unusual event this is to actually see some people really putting their minds to it, and for real, for science. So I wanted to just ask, why you guys keep doing this? Who wants to answer?
Well, that's a very good question. I mean, we ask ourselves that a lot. We try not to be cynical, you know, when we come into a place like that, saying, oh, we're not going to find any ghosts. But we're not here looking for ghosts, is the point. We listen to people's claims, and then we try to come in and investigate the claim itself. That's one aspect of what we do. And there'll always be paranormal claims that need to be investigated, they need to be looked into. And they have to be approached with an open mind. So that's why we try to keep cynicism out of it as much as we can. We just keep a very open mind. The other thing we like to do is we like to, where we can, use the same tools that the majority of the TV-trained ghost hunters use. We try to use the same type of tools they use.
Right.
And the reason for that is we can show them, one, how these tools can be used as documentation tools rather than ghost finding tools, because there's no such thing as a ghost finding tool.
That's right, good point.
So we'll use them as documentation tools. The more data you get, the better.
That's right.
And we can also go see, we use the same tools, and surprise, we didn't find anything. So it's a kind of dual purpose thing there. But we're able to solve a lot of these cases by using these tools.
Yeah.
So
and we're surrounded by them right here in this room. I don't know how much you can see, but we even have some children's blocks. Maybe you can tell us, Bryan, you want to tell us about what the blocks are about?
Oh, sure. Please read it out. You got the fun one. Well, basically, one of the things that we hear is that people say whatever it is that's happening in their home seems to interact with unique objects or things that are unknown in the home.
Right.
So we try to bring something in that's not normally in the home, something unique, and on the off chance, very, very off chance, that something may interact.
And you even have Scooby-Doo here, right?
We have a Scooby-Doo right
there.
there.
Yes, Logan has the actual Scooby-Doo, which hasn't really done anything so far.
The true inspiration for every ghost hunter.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Should be. Yeah.
So now I guess the final question is, you sort of covered a little bit, but how? I mean, you're going to stay here for 3 nights, right?
2 nights in this location.
2 nights. No, I mean, you look at the history of ghost hunting, 1 night is enough, but these guys are staying for 2, and they're here.
We would like a week.
It's
See, so I mean,
normally not able to, but normally most of the shows, they're there for about 45 minutes, and they say started at 12 a.m. and finished at 6 a.m.
Yeah. And they always seem to find a ghost every week without fail. So, so just real quick, and then I'll back out and let you just show maybe what's going on. How you have this set up? In other words, the microphones are all over the house. How many microphones?
We just have a few microphones.
Yeah,
the thing is, like I said, we try to do it for documentation purposes. So you want to go down the equipment?
Right now, we have 2 microphones in areas that have had reported activity. We have 9 cameras currently going.
9 cameras.
And these, obviously in a house this big, that's not a lot. But when you try and single out the areas that people have been reporting things happening, that's a lot of cameras.
Yeah, you narrow it down.
And depending on the location, we can go up to about 20 cameras.
I guess the believers would say, well, now that you put cameras there, they're over in those other rooms.
Exactly.
You can't win.
No, you can't.
And we do use a lot of other equipment, mostly our minds, because that's the important thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But even though certain, how can I put this? Scientific paranormal researchers may not agree.
Yeah.
Things like the tri-field meters, so we can look for natural electromagnetic fields. Also, so we can look for man-made electromagnetic fields that have been shown to cause people to perceive
bad wiring.
Exactly.
Yeah, things. So the really EMF meters actually can be helpful, because if you're in an area that has this electric what do you call it, EMF
Well,
field.
an overwhelming electromagnetic field.
Yeah, it can cause you to have hallucinations and feel uptight. And
Absolutely.
The other aspect of it is that's one of the tools that a lot of ghost hunters like to use.
That's
They
right.
don't know how to use it. Exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they'll come in and we'll have Logan play the part of a typical ghost hunter.
Okay, here.
So they'll take a natural, which measures DC.
Ooh, there's a ghost. He's right here. It's going. He's gone. Oh, there's another ghost. It's right here. Ah, this place is on it.
But what
Nicely
it's,
done.
what it's picking up is,
Actually, what
This one doesn't.
This
Yeah.
will not pick up any electrical
Man-made.
wiring.
yeah,
What you'll see is if I set this down and walk away,
yeah,
it will slowly calm down. But if there's any interference, any changes in the natural electromagnetic field,
Oh,
i.e.
okay.
DC and or us,
Right, so if I move forward, oh,
it will find you.
right,
And, theoretically, if a ghost is something natural, this would be what we're looking for. But this isn't going to be able to find bad wiring.
yeah,
That's when you bring in a different kind of meter.
But
Okay.
explain to them why you can't carry that.
Well, that's a good point. You'll see a lot of people, especially and you'll notice because it's measuring me, it's measuring the static charge that I'm causing around. So even though they like to, because it looks really neat on television,
Yeah.
you can't use
Yeah,
this
see, my whole
handheld.
thing is when I covered this with some people that I work with, a ghost is a non-material entity. It's a spirit. So how can man-made tools measure it? It's just right from the get-go. It doesn't.
It's a losing battle.
Yes,
It is. It is. And the thing is a lot of these things have been the same tools that ghost hunters have been using for how many years?
Yeah.
And they've found nothing.
Yeah. It just looks cool.
But so
I
we
think
are
it goes back to
practicing.
people wanting to have a phaser like
Yes.
Captain
Oh,
Kirk.
It
or-
goes back
true.
to I'm sciencey, so I'm better than you are.
Yes,
Yeah,
I have this.
right.
I have this device I can't quite explain, so I'm a scientist.
Yeah.
And that's the unfortunate part. But like I said, we use them for dual purposes. We can tell if there's a storm coming,
Yeah.
and stuff like
What
that.
it was made for.
Right. We can use it for what it's made for, but we can take it and set it and show. See, there's nothing going on
Right.
in the natural fields here in this house. There's nothing going on. And then we can take a AC, a man-made one, and we can find the bad wiring, we can find things like that.
Right.
So whether or not the bad wiring is causing things, the jury is actually still out. Some doctors will say yes,
Right.
this can cause different things going on in the brain. Other doctors say no, absolutely not. So it's good for us to have the documentation either way.
But if you had a garage, I went to one place where these people said they couldn't go in the garage because there was an entity in the garage. And we went in and we found that the garage door opener was emitting all of this excess.
Mhm.
So that could.
Well, it can make a person feel a little nervous, it can make them feel nauseous.
Yeah, exactly.
Supposedly, that's part of the theory.
But it's still a theory.
It hasn't been proven yet,
Yeah.
but we've seen times where we've taken a source of EMF that's been extreme out of a place and the haunting has stopped.
Yeah, yeah.
So
We've actually had
it does
cases
reinforce a little bit.
where people were seeing what they were reporting as giant crickets wandering through their home at night, terrified. And we discovered, like he said, some equipment that was throwing off a just huge amount of EMF.
Yeah, yeah,
He removed it, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden all of the ghost problems go.
yeah, yeah.
So sometimes removing EMF like that can be the equivalent to ghost raid.
Yeah, and it could,
You
it
spray
could,
and
it
you
could
kill
be as
crickets.
small as like a clock radio by your bed. Right?
Absolutely.
You could be sleeping next to a clock radio.
You could have a
charging your brain.
cell phone tower outside your window.
Okay,
You
here,
come across.
let's get sciencey for a minute.
Okay.
People that are predisposed to having this are not as common.
Yeah.
You're looking for somebody that usually has some sort of a right front temporal lobe injury or
Yeah.
epilepsy.
Oh,
And
okay.
they may not know it.
Yeah,
That's
that-
another problem.
That injury may be something so minor it doesn't affect their normal day-to-day life.
Right.